Is Arizona State ready for their second season in the Big 12? We've got sound from media availability. Totri, let's get into it. Totri? 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 It's Wednesday, and welcome in to PHNX Sun Devils, coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. I am your passenger princess in the driver's seat today. It is Erik Ruby. It's just basically PHNX Suns. We got the freckled mamba behind the Mac. Intern Seth helping out as well. Don't worry. Anthony Totri is going to be here soon. He's currently on his way back from Tempe because we had the first media availability of the 2025, hopefully 2026 season for your Arizona State Sun Devils. We'll be getting into sound from Keyshawn Elliott, Shaban Matire, so many of your favorite Sun Devils we'll be getting into today. But first things first, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Big shout out to Doug in the chat. I think that's technically Coach Jed Fish, but the Ats are still here for some reason. We're looking into it, though, but they're still here. If you're listening on audio, 5-star reviews go a long way. If you're watching on TV, hi, don't change the channel. EJ Knoll 2.0 says, I've been hearing y'all tell me to keep going on my runs and low-key been getting fired up. Love y'all so much. Dude, that is awesome. I love that because I'm also a podcast listener when I'm running or doing any cardio or exercise. David Buckin here saying we're getting close. Ben saying yo. I want to remind everybody who's not a diehard yet, because Doug Allen's asking, will we get something in there for diehards? I'll make sure. I'll twist Totri's arm and make sure that he gives you a little something in the diehard Discord. If you want to join, we got another sale. We're just giving away stuff for free continuously. $36, another limited time offer. This time you can thank PHNX Cardinals and the Cardinals training camp. As training camp kicked off today, go phnx.com/join. An intro special, $36 for your first year, but you get all the benefits of being a diehard. I know we have a ton of diehards in the chat, so let them know. Let them know that it's worth it. And listen, we keep on doing these sales. I don't know when we're going to do another one, so scan that code on the screen. Go phnx.com. EJ says, y'all might finally get me to budge. Don't stop. Keep running. Sign up to be a diehard today. The main question that we're going to unpack here, and that we'll unpack until Anthony Totri shows up, is Arizona State built for Big 12 dominance? Now, I think that the vibes around Arizona State, everybody's extremely happy going into year two. Obviously, year one of the Big 12 quite literally could not have gone better, minus a loss on the road to Texas Tech and Lubbock and a loss without Sam Leavitt on the road against Cincinnati. But for Arizona State to do something that has only been done one other time in the Big 12, which is repeat as Big 12 champions, done by a team that's no longer in the Big 12 in Oklahoma, you can't just be resting on your laurels and go after one good year and say, well, this is just what we're going to do. Throughout the history of the Big 12, there has been multiple teams who have won the Big 12, been dominant in the Big 12 one year, and then they go into the next year thinking that they're going to do it again. And guess what? Texas wasn't doing that. Oklahoma wasn't doing that consistently. They did it once. Oklahoma State, despite being consistently good, was not doing that. And when you look at Arizona State and you look at all but one starter returning on defense, two of your main pieces on offense are leaving for the NFL, but are replaced by A, transfer who's coming in with over 1,000 yards rushing, and B, a returning offensive lineman who's already an all-conference selection. You know that they can be at least prepared to try to run this back. But don't take my word for it. Let's take Anthony Totri's word for it, who just walked in the building. I think I did a good job stalling, brother. How you doing?
You?
I said the passenger
good,
princess is driving today.
Yeah. I mean, God forbid. God forbid the passenger princess has to drive today.
No,
That's
never.
tough for everybody.
I'm back in my passenger seat. I'm eating a snack.
Just cruising.
I'm messing with your air
Feet
conditioning.
are up, sunglasses are on.
I've got the aux, even though you don't like what I'm
AC,
playing. The AC,
don't
I'm turning
touch
it
the
down.
AC.
I'm turning your AC down, even though they're separate.
Yeah.
Like I'm just messing with everything. But hey, you just got back from the first media availability of the 2025 season. Do you think Arizona State is built for Big 12 dominance?
I think they are. I think we're gonna learn a lot about this team. Like long term this year, in all honesty, if that makes sense. Like, given how Arizona State approaches being the hunted as opposed to being the hunter, I think you're going to learn a lot about what this coaching staff can do long term with a vision, because it is like there is so much discussion about you don't want to be the flash in the pan, right? You don't want to be this team that goes, and you don't want to be TCU, right? A team that was so good, made a national championship, and then fell flat on their face the following year. So how do you avoid that? Well, I think being able to retain the coaches, which we talked about yesterday, the key players, having some consistency carry over in the systems year over year, offensively, defensively, special teams, that's something that you get while keeping your coordinators and your position coaches, but also retooling at certain positions, right? At key positions specifically. And then also, I think something that doesn't get enough run just in the idea of it is having a little bit of flexibility, right? Mm-hmm. Bringing in a player like Ben Coleman when he was playing at Cal as a guard, having him play guard for a year at Arizona State, and then saying, you know what, we have a hole at center. How do you feel about moving over to center and kicking there? Or a guy that, you know, you recruit in Chris Johnson Jr. to play corner, and he's on campus now, and we're going to go ahead and move him over to the safety spot, right? Again, just flexibility. We saw it with Shamari and how that worked last year from safety to nickel corner. So I think all of these things, and then also still growing on it, which is, you know, kind of a point that you brought up yesterday that I don't know if we really dissected, is that like Kenny's going to get better at this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Like Kenny Dillingham is not the final version of what he will be as a head coach in college football. And that's a scary thought for a lot of these Big 12 teams. But I think you pair each and every one of those things together. I think certainly there is a path for Arizona State to be dominant in the Big 12 consistently, but you have to do it this year, right?
Yeah, there's no excuses, right? Because, and also EJ in the chat, who by the way says that he's been running and he's been getting fired up.
Love that. Don't stop, EJ.
Says, my ASU instinct is telling me to keep my guard up no matter what. And we can look at it from a Big 12 perspective and how there's rarely been a repeating champion in the Big 12 and how
literally one other time in conference history.
You know, and that's a long time with a lot of good teams.
Yeah.
But also for Arizona State, they've had good seasons before.
Yeah.
They've had great seasons
Back-to-back 10-win seasons.
They've had seasons that have gotten them on the cusp of winning a national championship. Technically closer to a national championship than they got this season. Mm-hmm. It's about what happens afterwards, right? And Arizona State, a big thing has been consistently, they have not been able to build that into long, sustained success. It's been flashes, it's been peaks, and then you go down to the valleys. Yeah. And then you stay down in the valleys, and then you go up, and then you go down. And that's been the Arizona State way. Can you buck that trend in the Big 12? Can you buck that trend internally? I have a question for you, though. Do you think as a whole, the Big 12 is a stronger, a better conference this year than it was last year?
I think easily it's a better conference just based off of the fact that you have more established quarterbacks going into this season. I understand that the running back position was super dominant, and this was a really running back heavy conference a year ago. But anytime that you can get a conference that has elite level quarterbacks in it, it is certainly going to make for a more interesting overall season. It is without question a better, deeper conference, right? Like I think for me, you go back to the first year that Kenny was here when they were in the Pac-12, and people are like, oh, Arizona State had a really bad year, right? For a number of reasons, right? Maybe it was the bowl ban. Maybe it was, Kenny in his first year as a head coach.
The injuries,
the situation at quarterback for Arizona State, the uncertainty, all those different things. Well, how about you look at that conference in terms of quarterbacks that they had, right? You had Caleb Williams leading USC, who is now the the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears. You had Michael Penix Jr. leading a really good Washington team. Now he's the starting quarterback in Atlanta. You had Bo Nix. Now he's the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos. And that's just a handful of the guys that you had. You had the old version of Cam Rising,
which was the younger but still old version of Cam Rising.
Yeah, it was the version right on the cusp.
The middle-aged.
You had middle-aged Cam Rising in there. You had a number of NFL quarterbacks, and that is part of what made that conference really, really good at the time. Cam Ward, who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, right? Like a number.
And you might look back at this year in the Big 12 and say, hey, there are a couple NFL level, maybe starting level quarterbacks in here.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sam Leavitt. You can look at Sawyer. Who knows if Rocco Becht is going to be able to take that leap, but he's by all means got the tools. Avery Johnson's got the tools. You got guys that might be able to go on and do something at the next level, to where we look back at this season, the Big 12, and say, holy crap, they weren't just college quarterbacks, they were NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, 100%.
I have a second question for you.
I've got a second answer.
So God, I hope so, because we're only 11 minutes in.
That's it. That's the show.
Follow the show at PHNX _Sun Devils. So we agree the conference is better this season.
Correct.
Does Arizona State have a harder or easier schedule this season than they did last season?
Harder or easier schedule?
Let's take it in groups of 3 games.
Okay.
Let's start it off in 2024. Wyoming, Mississippi State, Texas State.
Are we, real quick, are we judging this based off of what we know now or at the time going into it?
I think we're looking back at 2024 and looking ahead to 2025. So it's what we know now.
In hindsight.
Yeah.
Those 3 games should have all been wins for Arizona State. You had a easy win against the Wyoming team that was just really, really bad all year long. You played one of the worst teams in the country in Mississippi State. And then Texas State was, of course, the game, the quote-unquote trap game that everybody thought going into that game was going to be
their Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, it was going to be a difficult game to win regardless. But you got that job done. So I would say that 3 versus the 3 that you have this year.
Which is now you just replace Wyoming with NAU, but now Texas State's at home instead of away, and Mississippi State is on the road. And I think that you can expect, I don't think Mississippi State's going to be good this year. I think they're going to be better than they were before.
Potentially, they were picked to finish dead last in the SEC again,
and they could still be better
in the preseason
finishing dead last.
So I think this is a pretty even slate for me. The first 3,
first 3 is kind of a wash.
Yeah, it's the same.
So let's get into Big 12 play. Baylor, TCU, Utah. That's Baylor on the road, TCU at home, Utah on the road. Versus last year, your first game was Texas Tech on the road, then Kansas at home, and then Utah at home.
Yeah, this is a tougher start to the season by far. I mean, you open on the road against a media darling in Baylor with Sawyer Robertson. Dave Aranda has got this team and this program fired up. Then you're back at home for your first Big 12 home game this season, and you got a good team against TCU with definitely a fiery offense with Josh Hoover. And then you're back on the road on my birthday, which it feels like they always play Utah on my birthay.
It's your special gift.
Yeah, apparently it's my special gift, and they're playing a young Utah team in Devin Dampier at quarterback.
This a completely different looking quarterback for them.
Yeah, of Kyle Whittingham's tenure in Utah. So I think this is far and away a tougher 3 games to open with. And the longer we talk about it, and not just us, but media in general, it's like it does feel like this is going to overall be a much tougher schedule for Arizona State, at least in theory, to start the year than it was last year.
So first 3 games are a wash. Next 3 games, 2025, tougher than 2026. So then let's look at the next 3 games after that. After you took on Utah last year, you took on Cincinnati on the road. That ended up being a loss without Sam Leavitt. Then you played Oklahoma State on the road, then UCF at home. Mm-hmm. Pretty easy 3-game stretch, all things considered, because your loss did come without Sam Leavitt. This year, it's Texas Tech at home, Houston at home, Iowa State on the road.
Yeah.
Clearly more difficult this year.
100%, right? You're playing a team in Texas Tech that there was just a post put out today by somebody in college football that ranked like the top 25 teams most likely to have their first college football playoff appearance, and Texas Tech was number 1 on that list.
It makes
right?
sense.
It does. And we've talked
paper.
a lot about Texas Tech. Yeah, a lot of it makes sense on paper, but of course, football is not played with pencils and erasers, right? So you've got that tough game at Mount America Stadium, and then you got Houston, a team that we think will overall be better. I still don't think they're not going to be a good team by any means. but I think they will be a better program.
Frisky Fritz.
Frisky Fritz?
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd like that nickname.
No, I don't care if he likes it. I like it.
And then you're on the road, Ames, Iowa, taking on a team
Maybe your toughest game of the year.
a lot of people believe is going to be another contender in this conference in Iowa State, a team that you played in the Big 12 championship a year ago, and you best believe they have this circled on their calendar. They want some get back for what happened in Dallas.
So then let's finish off the season for Arizona State. Their final 3 games last year: Kansas State on the road, that's a win. BYU at home, that's a win. And then Arizona on the road, that's a win. Final 3 games this year: West Virginia at home, Colorado on the road, and then Arizona at home. I think this is the first stretch that you can say probably a little easier, but it depends on how good Colorado is this year, because it's basically like Colorado or Kansas State.
Yeah.
Like, who's tougher?
I think Kansas State from last year is going to be a better overall team than Colorado is this year.
But you also throw BYU in there last year.
BYU was a really good team.
And now you have West Virginia and Arizona as 2 of those teams when you had, Kansas State and BYU last year. So the final 3 games, we can say, is most likely going to be the easier of the 3 compared to last year.
If Arizona State comes out of the Iowa State game with 1 loss, I'm up to that point in the year, I'm feeling strong that this team's going to be in the Big 12 championship yet again. West Virginia, I'm not worried about them. Colorado is a question mark, but I think they're going to be worse than they were last year.
On the road is definitely something. I think it's a good environment in Colorado.
And Arizona will be better.
And by that point, Arizona will be better. They're not going to be good, though. And Colorado will probably have their quarterback situation figured out by that point. Maybe they'll look a little bit more like a complete team. I think you'd rather see Colorado at the beginning of Big 12 play than at the end. But overall, we're saying this year is going to be A, a harder schedule for ASU, and B, overall, the conference is going to be better, which means getting into the Big 12 championship overall is probably going to be tougher. Or there's a flip side of that, which is the conference is going to be so good that it cannibalizes itself. Yeah. And maybe you don't need to only have 1 loss to get into the Big 12 championship.
It's certainly going to be a unique path for whoever ends up being the team to represent the Big 12, if there is one or if there is multiple. In that college football playoff little teaser, we did a little trending that'll go out this weekend, kind of about the Big 12's representation in the college football playoff, or at least what we can maybe expect for 2025. But just based off of the teams that Arizona State is going to see in conference, I mean, realistically, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, say maybe 5.5 teams that are either going to be in the AP top 25 at some point in the year, or there is an argument for them to eventually be in the AP top 25. Yeah. And I think this is a far more top-heavy conference this year, and not in the traditional sense of top-heavy, but more so that like the teams this year that are going to be at the top of the Big 12 are certainly going to pack a far bigger punch than the teams that were at the top of the Big 12 last season.
And that might cannibalize themselves.
It could.
And we have a question here on the rundown that says, what can Arizona State do to get closer to the goal of Big 12 dominance? I think the answer is clear. You have to get better.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's such like a simple thing to say, but this is not one of those situations where you win the Big 12 and now you're going back this next year and your path is easier. I know when we saw the schedule, we were talking to ourselves, maybe a defeat is on the table. Honestly, it still is.
Yeah.
That's just more of a testament to how good Arizona State can be. But at the end of the day, if they don't improve on who they were last year with Cam Skattebo, with Leaf Fautanu, with Shamari Simmons, if they don't lose those guys and improve, which is a tall task, don't get me wrong, they're not going to dominate in this conference. And that is going to be disappointing. If we leave this season saying Arizona State did not dominate the Big 12, I think we're all going to be disappointed. Fair or not, that's where the expectations are for this team.
Yeah, I think there are a couple different things that you have to really consider when we're talking about the word dominant and dominance, I guess, for Arizona State in this conference. No, I don't like it. It blocks my face sometimes, man.
The fans don't like it.
Well, it just makes it harder to cut stuff afterwards. So
you're like, okay, we're gonna make a short out of this. Everybody focus.
I think when we're talking about like dominance for Arizona State in this conference, and the reason why the expectations, the quote expectations, are so high, right, is because there are so many little things that are unique and different about Arizona State this year than most of other teams in college football, right? You return a young head coach. You return a starting quarterback. You return a number 1 wide receiver. You return a few starters on the offensive line, 10 of 11 defensive starters. You return both your coordinators, all your assistant coaches. Like, this is not traditional for a team that wins a Power 4 conference championship, especially a program like Arizona State. If this is Arizona State 10 years ago, under a coach in Todd Graham or even any of the ones prior to that, then we're probably talking about a program that's not returning their starting quarterback, maybe only returning one of the coordinators, maybe no starters along the offensive line, right? You still have high expectations, right? Because this team just won 10 games and they won a conference championship and they made the postseason. But going into this season, like, we use the term unfinished business the same way that the team has a lot of the offseason, where it's like, okay, the reason that you can sit up here and say it's unfinished business is because pretty much everybody that was a part of that quote unquote business trip in Atlanta last year, a lot of them are back, right? To run it back. A lot of those same guys that were celebrating a Big 12 championship in Dallas, Texas over Iowa State, they're back to do it again. Keyshawn Elliott said it earlier today, and I know we'll get to the sound a little bit later on in the show, but he was asked just like pretty much about Kenny playing We Are the Champions, like from the start of spring ball to the end of spring ball. And he was like, you know, we got pretty used to that like about a week in. And he's like, honestly, like, that's the mentality that we need to have, right? Nobody gives a crap about what we did in 2024.
Nobody.
That's last year's team. The Big 12 championship, you know, it was great at the time, but that's different. That's in the history books at this point. We've got so much more that we need to do and that we want to do in 2025. And that's the way that these guys are approaching it, right? They're not approaching it with the like, oh, we're the hunted now in this conference. They're approaching it with like, we need to be way better than we were a season ago if we want to repeat what we did and accomplished in 2024.
Can you tell me who won the Big 12 and who was in the Big 12 championship game in 2023?
In 2023, who won the Big 12 championship
and
game?
Who was in the game?
And who was in the big? Oh, okay.
So give me the two teams and give me who won.
Okay. Was that?
This is my point.
Was this the TCU year?
Nope.
No, that wasn't the TCU.
And that's my
year.
point exactly. Now, it was Texas who beat
Texas.
the crap out of Oklahoma State. But Oklahoma State was in the Big 12 championship in 2023.
Yeah.
They didn't win a Big 12 game in 2024.
Yeah.
Right?
It flips.
Texas went from obviously winning the Big 12. They weren't even in the conference the next year. I can't even tell you who won in 2022. Right? Like,
I think that was the TCU year.
That was probably TCU, yeah. But, Jalen Hurts spoke at Eagles training camp today and talked about how he hasn't even put on his Super Bowl ring because who cares? It's on to the next, right?
And some of that stuff is honestly corny in my mind.
I get it, but that needs to be the mentality here.
No, yeah.
Right? It's like, I don't want them staring at their shiny Big 12 championship ring. I want them mad because that championship ring is the only bling that they got last season. And you had a chance to talk to a ton of the returning players. And I'm excited to hear. I haven't heard any of the clips yet. So I'm excited to hear what they had to say. I know everybody in chat is excited to hear what they have to say. If you're running, don't stop. Keep going. If you're watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Can I take the wheel? I know I said
take the wheel,
again,
man.
Take the wheel and let's steer us into our first break. And I would never steer you wrong telling you to get a smart thermostat with APS, because smart thermostats work with you, your APS rate plan, to help adjust automatically the temperature in your home. And did you know that every time that you raise your thermostat by just 1 degree, you could save up to 2 to 3% on your cooling costs over a long, hot summer? And even during the winter when it costs to heat your home and you could just reverse it, that money is going to add up. A smart thermostat makes it easy for you to remember to adjust your thermostat. I can literally do it on my phone here, like I do it on my phone when I'm in my house, because not only does it save you money, it saves you time, and it saves you energy, not just your home's energy, but your own energy. And APS customers can find instant rebates, discounts, and special offers on smart thermostats, energy-efficient appliances, and more at marketplace.aps.com. Right now, APS customers may be eligible for smart thermostats for as low as $0 when you enroll in the APS Cool Rewards program. If you already have a smart thermostat at home like myself, see if it's eligible to enroll in Cool Rewards, plus free install available at marketplace.aps.com. Must be an APS customer. Pay shipping and taxes. Other restrictions apply. Go to marketplace.aps.com for more information.
This ad break is all about home improvement, okay? You guys are getting your smart thermostat, and you're also putting in some brand spanking new floors with our friends over at Empire today, because just like your Arizona State Sun Devils need their home court, their home ice advantage, their home field, etc., your home, your apartment, your townhouse, your whatever needs a home floor advantage as well. And Empire today, they can help you get it. Look, they've got flooring experts, literally dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. It's not like the experiences that you have at the unnamed big box stores where you've got a bunch of questions and you got to go do it yourself and you got to pay a ton of money. It's just a horrible experience literally the entire time. It is completely different. A whole 180 with Empire today. They live and breathe flooring, and they're going to be with you every step of the way. Plus, schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code PHNX. You heard it right. A $350 discount with code PHNX. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire today/PHNX for full details.
Sharon in the chat says, go become a diehard. These sales make it practically free with the free shirt. You'll want to be in the Discord when football season's starting. It's worth it.
You do.
We have a $36 diehard sale for training camp. But if you're also a diehard, you get a discount, Totri, to our pickleball event.
You do on just about all the events that
Every
we have
event,
here at PHNX. That's right. We have a 2025 summer pickleball tournament over at Chicken and Pickle 3 days from now, July 26th at 10 a.m. Be there, be square. Now, $35 for individuals, $70 for a team. Of course, we're excited to be back out at Chicken and Pickle with diehards, beginners, everybody out there that wants to come have a good time and support a good cause, because part of the proceeds from the event are going to go to support the Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Central Arizona. So make sure you head to gophnx.com. You click the event tab and you get any more info, or maybe even sign up for that 2025 summer pickleball tournament at Chicken and Pickle.
Okay, I promise. I'm giving you the steering wheel.
You're giving me the steering wheel
because I don't know what any of them said.
I mean,
I can't drive.
You steer it well, man.
Totri, take the wheel.
Yeah,
show me what they said.
Yeah. If only Carrie Underwood actually sang it that way, right?
It would be so much worse.
It would. Well, I think it would be a lot better. I'd be down to do a duet with her if she wanted to.
You know, if she said Totri, take the wheel, I don't think you'd be sitting here right now.
You don't think so?
You would be doing something way big. You'd be like judging on American Idol or something.
If that's all it would take, huh? Is Carrie Underwood's got to put me in a song?
I mean, she's basically calling you Jesus.
I mean,
I've said it before.
Yeah.
So you are the Jesus of PHNX.
Yeah, is that...
I'm on the record.
I keep coming back.
I'm on the record.
I keep coming back. That's what it is.
I mean, you weren't here at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And then you rose
fair.
again.
I guess that's fair. Didn't take me 3 days. Took me 3 minutes. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
That's all
it literally did probably take you like 3 minutes.
Look, like Rubus said, had the opportunity to chat with some Arizona State Sun Devils over at the facilities today. Of course, you have fall camp beginning next week. So there are a lot of players that are just really amped up to have the offseason be over. And we didn't get the chance to talk with the same guys that we talked with at Big 12 Media Day, which honestly,
that's good.
That's good.
I'm
excited to.
Who wants to hear from Sam Levitt?
Well,
anymore?
I was happy to talk to some of the guys that didn't get to have that experience, obviously in Texas, and that are just as amped and excited about this 2025 season, and more specifically, a guy like Justin Watley, right? Justin Watley. Who is somebody that before last season was one of the few players that actually played in a college football playoff. He did it with the Cincinnati Bearcats when they went several years ago. And now he's at Arizona State, and he just got a big like pitchfork tattoo on the back of his leg. He's like, this is the most fun that I've ever had playing football, right? And so he was asked kind of just about this season and what we've been talking about, right? About, can Arizona State be dominant? Can they be a blue blood in this conference? What is it going to take? And really, what would it mean as Arizona State to repeat as Big 12 champions? And this is what Justin Watley had to say, starting off with a conversation he had with Kenny Dillingham.
Coach Dillingham let it be known to us that out of the entire Big 12, I think only one team has won it back-to-back. You know, so being able to have an opportunity to go do something that's never been done before, but also knowing that it's very hard, you know what I'm saying? So being able to just chase your goals and just focus on the day-to-day tasks each and every day. I can't get to step 20 before I, finish step 1. So just focusing day-to-day, just perfecting your craft, coming out with your guys and leaning on one another. You know, we're getting ready to go through those dog days of camp and stuff like that. So just going in and focusing on the things that you can control, rankings and preseason polls and preseason all-conference teams. You can't control none of that. The only thing that you can control is coming to work every day. So being able to just come in here and focus on, the little things, and I feel like the rest will take care of itself.
I think my favorite thing that he said is you can't get to step 20 if you don't go through step 1. And all your steps are restarting, right?
Exactly.
Like last season, you got to step 18.
100%.
right? You're not starting on step 18 this season. You're starting on step 1.
Yeah.
Even if you're returning everybody. And that's, I mean, I'm not shocked to hear him say that. I'm not shocked to hear any of the guys say stuff like that. But it is true. And you can say it now, but when you start the season, that's going to be the true test of, are you ready to start from step 1 again and get back to 18 and go further than you did before?
Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it, right? When you evaluate that quote of like you have, let's say you do have 20 steps, 25 steps of from the start of fall camp to the college football playoff to the national championship, whatever. Just because you're a team that won a conference championship last year, that doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden in 2025 ahead of everybody else, right? Everybody's going to start this season 0-0. No wins, no losses, no draws. You have to go out there and you have to get back on your own merit, not on what the 2024 squad did, right? Because there are new guys here. Some of those guys that were here in 2024, they're still playing college football somewhere else. Some of them decided to come back. Some went on to the NFL. Some of them hung it up and called it a career, right? Like there is so much turnover, even though we don't want to say that there is, right? Because there is so much retention, etc. Like this isn't the same exact squad. So you do have to start over. And even if it was the same exact squad, you do have to start over from step 0, right? Before you even get to step 1.
You don't get an extra win for being in the college football.
No, absolutely not.
In the college football playoffs, it's like, oh, ASU, you get to start 2-0. No, and you got to play the game.
That's why I loved this specific soundbite from him, where it was like, you know what? We've had that conversation with Kenny where he's like, hey, this conference has only had a repeating champion one other time when it comes to back-to-back, and it was Oklahoma, who's not even in this conference anymore. So, like, if you want to go do that, you have to separate yourself from every other former Big 12 champion, because that's like realistically what you have to do.
You have to make
the
history.
Oklahoma team. You pretty much have to
be
make
the only
history.
team currently in the conference to repeat as Big 12 champions, and sure as hell the first ones to do it in their first 2 years.
Yeah, which is just crazy to think about in its own right. But like Justin Watley, again, like he's somebody that had such a big impact on this front seven last year. I think you can look and be like, statistically, he didn't do, so
You don't
much.
watch ball, you don't know ball.
But Justin Watley, like just his presence on this D line, being somebody that has had such a long college career, somebody that's had experience at a college football playoff and doing these things. And for him to come back to Arizona State, say this is the most fun that he's ever had, it speaks volumes again to the coaching staff and you know what this program is hoping to build. And I think this front seven, man, is going to be really, really scary. But there's another side on the offense.
There's two sides.
Well, technically there's 3 sides.
Whoa,
the special
too
teams.
many
I'm
sides.
sinking here, bro. I'm sinking. My chair is just
Dude,
like slowly.
I hate that chair.
Did you guys see that happening and just not say nothing?
Dude,
like,
I hate that chair.
I was literally just here talking, just ripping, and slowly I'm like, oh, just like down here. I'm like, nobody wanted to say anything to me, huh? You just let me.
You want me to interrupt you? Be like, hey, dude, your chair's
you could
going
make
down.
a joke about it. You're sinking, man.
I thought you didn't like short jokes.
It's not that I don't like short jokes. It's just like if you're gonna have a short joke, be creative with the short joke. I've heard all of everybody's short jokes before.
We got to come up with a new one.
I don't need like
we can.
I'm not gonna come up with a short joke.
You know, that's what I'm gonna do for my vacation.
You're gonna.
I'm not even gonna go. I'm just gonna only be thinking about new ways.
You have fun with that. You have fun with that. Meanwhile, I'll be over here thinking about the connection of Shimon Mateer and Sam Leavitt.
Probably better use of your time.
100% better use of my time. Everyone, and again, rightfully so, is talking about Sam Leavitt and Jordyn Tyson and that connection on the field. What is that going to be like in 2025? How do they take that to the next level? But people forget you were returning a second-team Big 12 tight end in Shimon Mateer, who has now had a full spring and a full season to really lock into this offense. He got here at the end of last spring. Yeah. Didn't get a spring football, really just dove into the fall. You didn't necessarily know what you were going to get out of him. And you got, more than you could have ever asked in a tight end, especially a starting transfer tight end. So I asked him today at media availability, just how is he focusing on, developing that connection and that relationship with Sam Leavitt? And honestly, his answer started with something that I don't know if ASU fans really want to hear.
Truth be told, I've never done a backflip in my life. Last week, me and Sam was doing backflips. Some things you just bring out of people, like just being around them, gathering, just seeing their perspective of life, and then seeing ours. Like, he grew up a different way, I grew up a different way. It's all about building a relationship on and off the field. So I think we've done that pretty well this offseason, especially with a lot of new faces, you know, trying to like fit in, because, you know, we had, 80-some% guys returning and then a bunch of new guys. And, you know, like when you come into a new team, it's like people already got their crews that they're already with, so it's about how do you like build a relationship, like get involved with people and just knowing one each other, like, because that's how I was as a new guy, but I was very welcome here, you know, with open arms, so I applaud to everybody in this locker room, and I got love for them.
So quick clarification here. Shaman and Sam were doing backflips at a pool. They weren't just ripping backflips like in the yard.
Man, it's too close to the seat. I don't need Shaman. I don't need Sam Leavitt doing
I don't need
backflips.
either one of them. Neither one of them needs to be doing backflips.
I don't need either of them.
Like, we don't need to be doing that anymore.
Save it for the national championship celebration.
Sure. Yeah, do that. 100% do
no
that.
backflips until then.
Yeah, especially not in summer. We don't need that before
By the
fall.
pool,
I can't.
Slip.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're doing it in the pool.
I feel like a concerned parent.
Still though, like for that to be the question and then that to be the answer for Shaman and Sam. Like,
Truth be told, we were doing backflips last week.
I was like, okay,
What?
like I'm sitting there thinking about it because I asked him, I'm like, on the field, right? I'm like, how do you plan to develop that relationship? How has it gotten stronger on the field? And for him to go straight to off the field again just tells me about the bond.
Well,
that
and
these
that
two
usually
have, right?
like plays,
Yeah.
right? Like that has a really big impact. Like the power of friendship. I know Shane was joking about it with like Texas Tech paying for all their
The
players. and
power
whatnot.
of friendship.
It's real in
It is.
sports. Like you got to have that chemistry and that camaraderie, and not just on the court. It's got to be off the court as well.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to feel like, especially a connection like a tight end and a quarterback, that you are like connected and you can bounce off of each other and talk through anything with each other off the field. Because then when you get on the field, it's just like second nature. I trust the guy
Yeah.
in real life and on the field, and those two things definitely go hand in hand.
Oh, 1,000%. And for these guys to be spending time off the field, you know they're going to be in meeting rooms. You know they're going to be on the field after practices, before practices, getting in work. So like, I think just knowing that these two, and it sounds silly, but like each other in the sense,
Yeah.
right? Because that's something that, again, like you said, and Shane said, I guess we're giving credit to the power of friendship to Shane here. Like that means something in sports, especially with a college team that is quote unquote player led. So to have these guys be hanging out off the field, developing that connection, when this time last year, right? Like Sam wasn't the starting quarterback.
No.
Shaman hadn't even had a practice at Arizona State at this
Yeah.
point. To see where they're at 365 days later, I think again speaks volumes to the work that they've put in on the field, off the field, just developing that connection. And I think this is a quarterback tight end duo that hasn't got enough love in the conference, maybe nationally, and it's definitely a connection that's going to continue to grow. I feel like I'm talking about Love Island for a second. I'm like, yeah, this connection is going to continue to grow between Shaman and
All right, what do we have
Sam.
next?
Like
Keyshawn Elliott?
that's where I'm at this point. Yeah, we do actually. We've got
Perfect.
Keyshawn Elliott. We've got Jordan Crook. We'll head to the linebacker room on the other side of our second break. Pure Edibles, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the ad
Go
read.
get your gummies. Why? Well, first off, they're a great time. Whether you're watching baseball, you're watching UFC like I was just this past weekend with some Pure Edibles, or you're somebody that just loves edibles that taste like candy. I mean, there isn't a better company than Pure Edibles when it comes to that, because Pure is a full-fledged candy company offering gummies, kicks, which are their version of Starburst. Who doesn't love Starburst? Chews, soft candies like caramel, and then hard candies as well. And if you want to know what you're getting into experience-wise, well, Pure clearly lists the effects on each tin, so you know exactly what effects you guys can expect. If you need help sleeping, they got sleep support. If you're looking for a good time, they've got uplifting ones as well. Make sure you go find yourself some Pure Edibles products from one of the over 130 dispensaries across the valley.
8 days remaining.
Ocho.
Only 8. And that's still a lot of time to get double the amount of points at Mountain America Credit Union. Listen, they're committed to helping their more than 1 million members through their 100 branches throughout the West. Not just with this promotion, but let's focus on this promotion because you can use your Mountain America Rewards card and watch the points pile up. It's perfect for gas, groceries, travel, home projects, and all other purchases. Those are all things that I've done. I've set up my home studio. I'm traveling tomorrow. I buy groceries. People think I don't for some reason. but
it's
I
just
do.
the vibe you give.
I'm just not a grocery guy.
No, you're
I just
not.
don't eat. No, it's not true. I eat a lot. And I could make my money work for me with Mountain America Credit Union. It's an easy way to stretch your dollar since you earn twice as many rewards. And then you can redeem your double points for rewards like travel rebates, gift cards, and event tickets. It's a limited time only until July 31st. Take advantage while you can. Details at macu.com/double. Loans are on approved credit. Offer can change or be withdrawn at any time. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
You didn't say the thing.
They apply.
No.
What?
Stretch that dollar bill, y'all.
Why would I have said that?
It's in the copy, dude.
No,
I don't know.
it says, don't sound like an idiot. See, I couldn't have done that.
That's
Sorry.
what it says. That's what it says, man. Also, EJ Knoll, who's currently in the chat, just signed up to become a PHNX diehard. He is now in the diehard Discord, saying after 3 years of listening, I'm finally a diehard. Howdy, y'all. If you are a PHNX diehard, head to the Discord. Welcome the newest PHNX diehard in EJ Knoll. EJ, glad to have you in the chat. It's going to be an absolute killer season.
You know what got him? It was our saying, keep running.
Yeah, that's probably
because he was running. He's like, man, these guys really care about me.
We do.
And we do. We care
do.
about you, but we care more about our diehards. And I'm not afraid to say that.
We do. I also care probably a little bit more about the linebackers
that's kind of rude.
than anybody else. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Rude.
Do you want me to lie? You want me to lie?
Kind of, yeah.
No, I'm not going to lie. I care about the linebackers a lot. And the linebackers care about the success of this football program. Not just this team, not just the guys that you have this year, but really beyond what's ahead in 2025. And I think Keyshawn Elliott, Jordan Crook, two guys that didn't start their college careers at Arizona State, but are more likely than not going to finish them here. These are two of the best players on the defense, like far and away. And Keyshawn Elliott had the chance to sit down with him today and just ask him about what stood out to him over the last month or two, the summer, the quote unquote off season. That's not really an off season, right? Like these guys have summer workouts. They have meetings within each other, player led stuff, because you can't really have coach related things going on because of the NCAA. So I asked Keyshawn point blank, what stood out the most about the way that these guys have been working and you guys have been working all summer? And this was his answer.
The work ethic. I mean, our weekends are obviously non-mandatory. There's probably 95% of the team here, 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and you don't have to do that. I'll come up here late at night, just a random day. There'll be people working out. Like I said, JT's always up here. I don't know if he goes home. He works out in the second group. I get here pretty early, and his truck's here before me. I don't know what he's doing, but he's here. But yeah, I think everybody's just, they're committed. They're willing to work this year.
Not just the work ethic, but the work ethic from the best players on the team, right? When I was sitting there talking to him, and he was bringing up the fact that JT doesn't feel like he leaves the building, right? And that he'll get there early and Tyson's truck is already there. I'm like, how early are we talking? He's like, well, we got like
Herm Edwards early?
He's like, we got lifts sometimes around 6 o'clock in the morning, right? And I'll get here 5 something and JT's already there. Or they'll have a 7 o'clock lift and he'll get there at 6 and JT's truck is already there already. He's just always at the facility working on something. But for it to be a player that we view and hold to such a high standard on a national basis of hey, this is potentially the best wide receiver or a top 3 wide receiver in college football going into this year. That's the standard, right? That you're here before everybody else. And that kind of trickles down to everybody else. Keyshawn Elliott's a great player. We're not talking about him as a top 3 linebacker in college football, right? But for him and all of these other guys to see that and to have that work ethic through the summer off of a championship, I think means a whole hell of a lot, because there have definitely been teams, whether it's at Arizona State or elsewhere, that go and they win a conference championship and they take it easy to start the year, right? They're not too worried about the summer. They're not too worried about fall camp. We know what we can do on the field.
Sure.
This team is not taking that approach whatsoever.
They're also competitive. Obviously they're competitive against the opposing teams, but if you don't think there's a lot of internal competition there, I'm going to get there before you. I'm going to lift more than you. I'm going to be there later than you. Not I hate you or I don't want you to do that, but I'm going to take it on myself to be the first person here.
Yeah.
And if you beat me, good on you. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Agreed.
That's the type of thing. I think I'm coming up with this. I think I coined this. Iron sharpens iron, my friend.
Can we get this on a shirt?
Can we get? You gotta talk to like a patent
We
company.
need to know. Yeah, this is the
Iron
breaking
sharpens
news.
iron.
New motivational. Is that? That's not
Keep
motivational.
running.
Yeah.
Iron sharpens
Don't
iron.
stop. Iron.
God, how could you not be fired up hearing that for the first time?
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
It's
don't know.
true.
I don't know. I'm
I'm not
juiced.
lying.
I'm ready to put on shoulder pads and a helmet and go now.
We should do that.
We should do that. I think that would be very fun.
I'm getting the wheels turning in my head. That would be fun.
Content wise, what's that day look like for you?
What's that day look like for
Yeah.
us? I mean, it's just a day out on the field where we're in pads and stuff. I think we run drills against each other. And then I'm going to finally kick a field goal.
And then you're gonna find like that's the end of the video.
Yeah.
Solid content. Make sure
I mean,
you
I think-
subscribe
I-
to PHNX
I think people would
Sports.
like
That
it.
is potentially on the way. No official release date for that video.
You think they'll let us wear the new jerseys?
Mm,
We're probably more likely to get sent to New Jersey.
probably at that point. EJ is calling you the next David Goggins. Carry the boats, man.
No,
No,
I don't like that.
you're not.
No, I don't
No.
like that.
Oh my goodness. Well, look.
All right, you got to revoke your diehard membership.
from
Goggins.
one
I'm
dominant
calling him Goggins. I'm turning it on him.
linebacker to the next in Jordyn Crook, who is heading into year 2 here at Arizona State. This is somebody that I think overall has improved mightily since he first got on campus, since he was a linebacker at Arkansas. And I asked him just again, kind of around the state of the defense, right? Like 10 of 11 defensive starters are back here in Tempe. Everyone's talking about the offense, blah, 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 blah. But what is the next step for this defense? And I think ASU fans really like his answer.
Man, I mean, like I said, year 2, like I said, the difference between last year and this year, I mean, like I said, I feel like a lot of guys were, we were trying to figure out what we were doing, and what the other team was doing, with it being year 2. I definitely feel like everybody has a clear understanding of what what we're doing and why we're doing it. Now it's just going out there and playing fast, you know what I'm saying, and just being consistent with it. Being able to communicate, and I think you're gonna see a faster tempo to the defense. It's gonna look better.
I think lost in what a lot of national people are looking at Arizona State is the fact that this team was not anywhere near perfect last season. They actually had a lot that they needed to work on, and they continued to improve and work on it, and they won a lot of close games. And like we said at the beginning, like the schedule's tougher, the conference is tougher. You have to get better. And for a leader on your defense to go in and be like, we got to work on consistency. We got to work on being quicker. Like there are tangible things that we can all improve on.
Yeah.
That's scary if they can turn that into results. Because if every individual player is better than they were last season.
It's a problem for everybody else.
For everybody.
Yeah. This is, I think, when we talked to CJ Fight at Big 12 Media Day, and you asked him kind of what's going through his head, right? At the
When
snap
the
of the
ball
ball.
snapped.
Yeah, and he's like, I just kind of black out. Right. Like part of that's a joke as I continue to shrink in my chair yet again, slowly. But another part of it, I think, is really real for this team and for really good teams across college athletics, is when you're in a system for a second year, third year, whatever, like you can in a way black out and turn your brain off a little bit. And that might sound silly or sound stupid, but like
Instincts
and being able to be so comfortable in a system that you know where you are supposed to be when X happens or Y happens or Z, right? Like you don't have to think about it. It's just natural to you, and it's natural to everybody, I think, is another thing where it's like, yeah, you can have a defense that returns 4 of 11 defensive starters and they know where they need to be. The other 7 are still figuring it out by like week 6. You got 10 of 11 of these guys that were in the system starting last season. If you don't think that they're going to be flying around faster and quicker and like being more disruptive this year because they have all done this same thing before.
And the 11th has been here for 3 years and played a lot last season, even though he didn't start.
Yeah, if you don't think that this defense is going to be better, then you don't know what you're talking about, right? Because they have every reason to be better this year than they were a year ago.
Except for the opposing offenses they're going against are going to be better too.
They are going to be. But not every offense in this conference is returning 10 of their 11 guys that were starting.
You got this. Bring it back up.
Here we
there
go.
you go. Keep going. Keep
Slowly.
running.
It doesn't go any higher. It's kind of like our ceiling. as a show. It doesn't go any higher than this. You know?
I kind of hope it does. I hope we keep getting better.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe what if we just
see.
get really bad?
It's just every year we have somebody transfer out, man.
what if the show just falls apart?
I mean,
like week 1, like we can't even talk anymore.
I mean, we lost our Shamari and Scat, right? We lost our Kyle Cooper. He's not here anymore.
Yeah,
so like we gotta
he was
figure it out.
He was Shamari, he was Scat, he was Leaf.
He was Kenny.
He was Kenny.
He was everybody, right? So
Kyle Cooper is everybody.
We got to put it on our shoulders, and we got to be better. We got to fly around faster.
We got to be on our own boat without our captain.
We do.
Oh, we're screwed, huh?
Yeah. We're not on a boat anymore.
What are we on?
We're on a pony.
Together?
Yeah.
That poor pony. All three, the three of us, me, you, and Deli Man.
Maybe Deli Man is like, maybe we're not on a pony. Maybe it's
like a carriage drawn
yeah, it's
by
a carriage,
horses.
and Deli Man,
we're like a horse-drawn carriage.
Yeah, and Deli Man is leading it. He is
he's
like,
and you and I are just
I don't know what is that person called. Is that person called something? The man,
the driver,
or the woman that leads
the driver?
carriage. Are they a driver?
I feel like it's a driver.
Are they more of a jockey?
No, because jockeys ride the horses.
I don't know, dude. I have no idea whatsoever.
Honestly, me either.
Well, look, if you want to catch the full interviews with Keyshawn Elliott, Jordan Crook, Shimon Mateer, and some of the other Sun Devils that we had the chance to catch up with, it'll be up on the YouTube channel over the next couple of days. So make sure you're subscribed to PHNX Sports on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on social at PHNX_Sun Devils, because some of those clips are going to be going out there as well.
Maybe we'll give early access to the diehards.
Yeah. Maybe we could do
How about that?
Maybe we could do that. How about that? Let's go ahead, and it is Wednesday.
Was that a Catch Me Outside reference?
Potentially.
Oh, dear God.
And this is Rubus's last show before he departs on his voyage for a week? A week and
I'll
2
be
days?
back on August 4th.
So he's missing Thursday, Friday, and a week from now. So Jose Perez in full effect over the next 10 days or so. But it is Wednesday. We're going to finish things off the way we always do on a Wednesday, and that is with a snake draft.
Exciting stuff.
What is the topic today?
Sports plays.
Sports plays.
So things like how I'm imagining this is if you were like a professional athlete.
Okay.
What are the top plays that you would want to make?
Okay.
Right? And all sports.
Okay. Now, are we doing
not like actual plays that happen. These are like generic. So like taking a charge.
Okay.
Blocking a shot.
Okay.
Sacking the quarterback.
Now the moment in time doesn't matter, right?
No,
so
I think there are specific plays that are different depending on the moment in time. So I think it does matter.
Okay. I got you.
Are we all good?
Are we
good,
yeah,
Juice
we
Man?
understand that. We understand what's happening here.
I say we gotta keep the descriptions a little bit short so I can fit them on.
That's fine. That's we can make that happen. What's
seconds
the order?
left.
What's the order?
You will be picking first.
I got the first overall.
I will be picking second.
Okay.
And the Juice Man, aka Freckled Mamba, aka Ayrton, will be picking third.
Okay. Does somebody want to cue me up for the bum 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 bum? Well, there you go. Freckled Mamba just on it. He's ready to rock.
He's ready to go.
Let's go ahead and hide the chat here.
Yeah.
I guess with the first overall pick and the best sports plays, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the walk-off homer.
Oh,
I think that's the 1-1. That's got to be the 1-1. I've had this conversation a lot with my brother on whether it's this or one other thing as like the best thing that you could do if you're a player in sports. And a walk-off home run. Just I don't even play baseball.
No, it's sick.
It's just
I would have taken that
with a
1-1
filthy
as well.
bat flip. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Because you know it's gone.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you just pimp it.
100%.
Yeah.
You're just staring at the other dugout.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Walk off home run.
Staring down the pitcher.
Easily 1-1.
Yeah. Listen, that was 1-1. I think there's another argument. I'm a basketball guy. I'm going to take a game winner, a game-winning buzzer beater at the end. I mean, in anything in basketball, a game winner could be a layup. It could
Do we
be
want to put
shot.
buzzer beater so it's specific to
Well,
basketball?
are those not two different things?
You're just taking game winner.
Because you can beat the buzzer on a 24-second shot clock.
Okay.
We could do game-winning buzzer beater, but that might be too long for the
that's probably
for the
too
draft.
long. That's probably too long.
We can maybe do like game winner parentheses BB.
Yeah.
Basketball?
Just so we can specify that it's basketball.
Cool.
But yeah,
Okay.
that was it, right? Like that's the
Yeah.
other argument
Yeah.
of like it's either walk-off home run or a game winner. In
I mean,
basketball.
like a fadeaway 3 for the win.
at the buzzer.
Come on.
Yeah, no, it
Come
goes
on.
crazy. It absolutely goes crazy.
You know, Juice Man's up, and Juice Man told me this is a weak draft topic.
I don't think it's a weak draft
And I
topic.
completely disagree.
I think there are a lot of really, really good sports plays.
He was going to take the second pick, and I told him, what are you doing? Take the third pick.
third. I mean, anytime you get an opportunity to go back to back,
That's what I told him, and then he changed it.
Well, what do you got here, Freckle Mamba?
So for my first one, I think I'm gonna go. This might be going against my rule of making it short, but one-handed touchdown grab.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's cold.
One-handed touchdown.
But just OBJ-like touchdown?
OBJ touchdown. That works.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys were part of the group that was Odell me, but
Odell me. Oh,
Were you
throw me
just
something.
Odell me.
Yeah.
I mean, greatest time of my life.
Greatest time of my life.
Greatest
Life
life.
was
My
simple
life.
there, man.
Yeah.
Life was simple.
It was.
Well, you got
An
another
OBJ
pick.
touchdown, man.
I
yeah,
do
I think
have another pick, and this is tough because I feel like my number 2 can wait.
You did say you had one that you're going to be mad if we steal.
Yeah, that's the one, and I think it can stay. All
we
right.
do have the first 3 correct, though. By the way, that's 100%.
One-handed touchdown
Yeah.
grab for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go maybe out of the box, but this is kind of a personal one. Scoring a goal in soccer on the
Yeah.
crossbar.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crossbar.
Yeah.
Scoring a goal in soccer is definitely up there. Definitely up
Crossbar
there.
goal.
I think that's a good.
That is a
good
solid
pick.
one. That is a solid one.
All right. You know, I want to go back to back basketball. I really do. But there's a lot out there, and I feel like people are going to get mad at me if I just take basketball.
You can
plays.
do whatever you want. It's your draft.
Give me a poster.
Yeah, a
Give me a
poster
poster.
was getting drafted.
Give me-
next.
give me-
If
give me
you
a
didn't Put
poster.
it there. It was 100%
Yeah.
getting taken there. Yeah, you got the best 2 plays in basketball by far.
I'll take it.
With my next pick, I think this is going to go a little early here.
Okay.
But
Wow, taking a charge?
I still think it is, in all honesty, depending on the circumstances, one of the best plays in sports, and that is a hole-in-one.
Wow, that's a good pick.
I think
That's a good pick.
That's a big one here. I'm also on the come around here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a knockout.
Ooh, you know, those are great
in
picks.
UFC or boxing. A knockout is like I can't even imagine the feeling.
That's
of
a,
just like
that's a
stone
great pick.
cold knocking someone out. That'd be pretty bad.
Those are 2 I wasn't even thinking of.
This is what happens when I don't prep.
Those are
for
great.
these
Those are great
drafts.
picks. Those are great picks. Walk-off home run, hole-in-one knockout is
Solid start here.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Ooh, there's a couple that I really like. I can't go basketball again, even though I want to. Even though I want to. Fade away, mini Jimbo. Give me a grand slam.
Mm.
Give me a grand slam.
That is, yeah. I mean, that's a special one. There.
Yeah. I was thinking about a football one. I'm hoping it slides to me on the other end, but we'll see what
happens,
Juice Man
man.
picks.
All right, I am going to go with a basketball one. So, of course, as these things go, I was going to take contested dunk for my pick. That's the one I thought was going to go, and Erik obviously took that one next.
That's crazy. You thought
Yeah,
a poster
well,
was
that
going to
slide's
last all the
nuts.
way.
Well, I thought,
Crossbar goal way more likely to slide.
yeah, I guess I was thinking off of experience. I guess I don't know.
I've played basketball with him once and he dunked on somebody. So he's like, oh, casual.
That's what I
Yeah.
figured it was more like that.
Yeah, it's just for more normal people.
But
normies wouldn't think about that.
You, man. I just didn't realize that people
Wild.
thought it was that cool.
well,
Go screw yourself,
yeah, I
man.
guess fair. I'm gonna go still with a dunk. I'm gonna go fast break dunks. I think those are.
That's what
those
you're
are-
taking from
that's a good one.
basketball?
I
I
think
think
it's
so.
still a good one.
I think
Like
so.
I'm just trying to put myself in like if I'm going and doing these things, a fast break dunk can be hard under the right
Oh,
circumstances.
yeah.
That was my thought. Was like,
I think that's the wrong basketball pick.
you do.
Yeah.
I think a
I mean,
fast,
you have another.
I am
pick.
going
a
with another
fast break
basketball.
dunk that leads to like a timeout on the other end.
For sure.
Like-
It's a good pick, There's one other thing in basketball that I would take.
I like the fast break dunk because of the creativity you can do
Sure.
with that.
I hear you.
That's valid.
I can do a lot with a fast break
I
dunk.
hear you.
My second one, obviously, we're going basketball again. I'm going deep three, like Steph Curry three.
Also the wrong bet.
Like a logo 3?
Yeah,
What
logo
are we
three.
doing here?
Yeah, I'd definitely put logo in that.
Yeah,
I think a logo 3 goes
again,
hard as hell.
These are sick. I didn't want to take another basketball play.
Is
but
there
like,
one that? Oh,
yes,
I know. There is
there
one.
is.
There is one.
I have to take it. And this, I know I'm the basketball guy, and I know it's going to seem biased, but like ankle breaker,
Okay,
Hello?
that's not where I was going with it, but
Really?
yeah, that's not the one that I was
Dude,
thinking of here.
a nasty ankle breaker, and you
Yeah.
stare at
An
them?
ankle breaker is gross.
An
Those
ankle
hurt,
breaker
those hurt
is
more when they
gross.
happen to you than when you do them to someone else. That's what I feel.
You think it's worse?
feel
Yeah,
like
but
you get
like
hurt
a
more.
nasty ankle breaker? Okay. I mean, I didn't want to go basketball again, but I did. Anyway, you're up.
I didn't think this was gonna get to me here. I'm gonna go ahead and take a pick 6.
Yeah, that was what I was going to take there if I didn't take ankle breaker.
I think a pick 6 is such an elite one there. This is I got a lot of different options I can go with here for my last pick. Do I want to go? Oh man, I don't know what sport I want to go with here. Do I get something in basketball just to have it?
You definitely have the most diverse.
Yeah, I think
For sure.
I'm gonna go, and this is almost just because I know I couldn't do this athletically. I'm gonna go with an alley-oop dunk.
Yeah,
That's where I thought you were going.
Yeah,
I think
it's a
an
good
alley-oop
pick.
slam, especially if you're
It's a good
doing it
pick.
over somebody,
It's a good pick.
is huge. I like my list.
Yeah,
so.
I think you're probably going to win. I think it's a great list. Now, here's the thing: ankle breaker can be multiple different sports.
It can be.
You
It
can break
absolutely
somebody's
can be.
ankle in football. You
You
can
can.
break it in soccer. You can literally take somebody's ankle and break it in hockey. So my final pick, I can't go basketball for sure. I was gonna take pick 6. I'm just gonna talk it all out because it's my last pick. I'm thinking like game-winning field goal, but I already have game winner, right?
Yeah.
But like game-winning field goal, everybody mobs you. You know, that's pretty sick. But is there too much overlap there with game winner and basketball?
In hindsight, there's something I should have taken instead of
You
alley-oop.
think so?
Yeah.
You gonna whisper it in my ear?
No.
Okay.
I think Erickson will take it.
What sport?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, screw you, man. Screw you, man. I think I need something football. Yeah, give me, I guess, walk-off field goal.
Okay.
Yeah, give me walk-off field goal.
All right, Ayrton.
Are there other field goals? than
Bring us
football?
home here.
All right. My last one, we're going to go with.
It's your wife calling to tell you you made the wrong pick.
Oh, the Phoenix Suns have claimed former Lakers guard Jordan Goodwin off of free agents. Wire.
Tune into the PHNX Sun show in a
We'll be
little
talking
under
about
an
that
hour.
in an hour.
We might go live for that.
What do you got, Ayrton?
I think we're going to go with another basketball one. This one,
So basketball heavy, guys.
this one's kind of. I don't know if you can make a case that this doesn't count, but when remembering my best sports plays, this comes up. Hitting the last shot from 3 in a knockout game when the other person's trying to make the free throw,
Yeah.
or whenever someone's trying to make
Yeah.
the layup and you just sink it, game's over. You
That's
got to
fair.
reset. No better feeling.
I want to do a different last pick. I hate my last pick.
What? What did you want?
There's
Sack?
well, no. There's
I think sack
there's
is a good
two.
one.
There's two. Hail Mary.
Hail Mary is a great
Hail
one.
Mary is far away. Somebody should have got drafted. And then also, I don't know if this is. I think you guys would consider this sports. Hitting the last cup in beer pong.
Yeah.
Like that is 100% one of the great sports plays. But those are some of the picks that got left out. This is the lists that you guys will be able to vote on social. Hopefully we get my last name right when we do it on social. But I got
Totri.
a
I like
walk-off home run, a hole-in-one, a knockout, a pick 6, and an alley-oop slam.
It's a great list.
Rubus,
It's a
what
great
do you
list.
got?
I have game winner in basketball, a poster, a grand slam, an ankle breaker, and a walk-off field goal.
Ayrton?
I have OBJ touchdown, a crossbar soccer goal, fast break dunk, a logo 3, and a final shot in basketball knockout.
Vote PHNX Sun Devils on social. Give us a follow if you enjoyed today's content. You can also follow me on social at Anthony_Totri. You can follow my Strawberry Swirl Girl, also known as my Passenger Princess here,
Also known as Vacation Boy.
at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. Today's his last show
Ever.
until
Done.
August, guys. Till August. So definitely keep me some company while he's gone.
Please
and you
do.
can follow Ayrton, the man behind the Mac, at Freckled Mamba on social. And guys, I will see you on Thursday, and he'll see you on the other side of his vacation. But as always, go Devils. In peace.
We all silly like the mayor.